like he on me.
Yo, so um wow, so so at the end and Carter basically kills Kamaal. So it's basically going off of what I was sort of like thinking about, and it was sort of obvious that it was gonna happen anyway, because it was only a matter of time until Kamal saw, like, what was really going on with, Carter and his, corrupt police task force. And it was like, okay, because he discovers what Nico did, where he basically took like some of the drugs at the end when they was raiding the Russians to see if the Russians actually did get like a new connect and a new supplier. So it was like, okay. And then he comes to Carter with this. Now you would think anybody who would discover this would be like, wait a minute, no, maybe they all are corrupt. But he goes to Carter because he's like, well, he's in charge of the task force. So he's like, Carter, I discovered something. Your man's Nico, he's dirty. So Carter's trying to plead with him. He's just like, technically we doing the Lord's work right here. So if you like, come along with us, we can make some good work. And he's like, nah, I can't do that. Let me think about it. Then he shoots him. So I was like, oh shit. He shoots him. So it's just like, all right. We do it. We do what the fuck was gonna happen here. We kind of knew. And then we also got like Miss Detective Lewis, where she kind of like goes over to like the Tejada family because uh well she's with the Tejada family, and she goes over there and she's like, well, technically we need somebody to take out Zion, because Zion basically performed the hit on Wiley, because he was trying to shoot at Noma. He was trying to like shoot at Noma, I guess Kane as well, but then he shoots and kills, Wiley. So they like, all right, we got to figure out how to deal with the Zion problem. And then we get to figure out in C2 is that Zion, I guess, had like a deal with Carter, and I guess Carter was like protecting Zion. So we like, wait, what? So I don't know. It just felt like all of Zion's aura kind of just like went out the window like a little bit, because I'm like, he needs protection from Carter. I'm like, what? Now, granted, I'm like, this is sort of like new and different, compared to like all of the other drug lords that we've seen, where some of them did have protection, some of them didn't. But I don't know. It's just like with this one, I don't know. It just felt like a little bit off to me. But then we got to see, Noma and Kane kind of like have a little squabble a little bit, where it's just like Noma's starting to like lose trust in Kane. I mean, she's still gonna use him, but she's like losing a little bit of trust in him, because she's like, you promising me things and you just give me more problems. And then she's gonna come to realize that Tariq is literally gonna be like the better option, because she's gonna be working with Tariq, because after when they find out like Zion is basically a problem. So that's when, Davis sets up the meet, and he's like, oh, Tariq want to talk to you. We got a proposal. So he's like, if I take out Zion, we can work together. And she's like, nah, I don't know. I don't trust you. I don't want you nowhere near. Um, you know, she don't want to, she don't want no part of Tariq. And that's when they agreed. And that's when we see like Tariq and Braden show up at Zion's like safe house. And then that's when they shoot and kill Zion. And I'm like, see, I kind of knew it, because it's like the nigga's aura just goes away. And the fact is like he doesn't have, that it factor. He doesn't have it. And I'm just like, and then he's laying on the ground bleeding and shit. They're talking about some, okay, you got a little ghost. And Tariq like, nah, not no more. And I'm like, oh, I see you, little ghost. And he's like, nah, you don't see me, or whatever. It was just fucking knew it. I was like, you just killed a good character that could have been more, and you basically made him weak. Or on the other hand, you look at like freaking Carter, like he shows up in the beginning because no Monet and Diana, like they in the store, buying like gifts for the baby. And he's calling her. He like, yo, what's going on? Because she sends Drew to like spy on Carter. And Carter's like, he know that Drew was following him. So he said, stop following me. I was like, oh man, we already got it with Carter. We already do. So he shows up in the beginning. And he like, what's going on, Red? Nice apartment, nice place. And he's just up at the place. I was like, yo, he's just storming in there. So he's like, listen, I got some rules for you to do. So that's when he basically, handcuffs Drew, because he needs Drew to take out Zay, because Zay knows too much about what's going on, and he also survived the gunshot. So he sends Drew to the prison cell sends him to prison so that way he can kill Zay, which Drew does. He kills Zay, but then he finds out that Roman is also in there as well, and Roman knows about, Carter's corrupt task force as well. So Drew has two bodies to basically kill and get a hold of. So he's trying to like make a negotiation with Nico to try to see like, well, if he can kill Roman, like what's going to be his terms of agreement. So Nico's like, listen, I can see what I can do, but you asked it for too much. So he's going to have another body to basically take out. Um so that's for, Drew's missions for him to do. And then Detective Lewis, corners like Diana like later on, because she's like, I told you to basically kill Zion. Why did Tariq do it? And it's like, damn, in the safe house, because they got cameras in there. So it's like, now they have Tariq and Braden on camera killing Zion. So now Carter, come on now, Carter already, his suspicions was already there, and now there's going to be video proof that you basically killed Zion. So now he has Tariq. He definitely has him. He has all of them actually. So it's only a matter of time until he, I guess, figures out like who's the real supplier, which is basically Noma. It's all of a matter of time because everybody's kind of like playing like loosey goosey with the information right now. So it's only going to be a matter of time for that. And that's when like she's, Lewis and Diana, like they talking, and she's like, nah, I don't want no part of you with this and that. And then she basically beats up Diana. So I'm like, oh, so I wonder if they're going to do I wonder if they're going to do an angle where Diana's upset because she lost the baby, and then she probably kills Detective Lewis because she lost the baby. Now, seeing how if that's the case, then Tariq technically doesn't. Well, he wasn't really loyal to Diana anyway, because we see in the beginning he's sleeping around with Anya, so he's not really loyal to. He wasn't really loyal to us, but this is only going to make him like, I guess, not really be loyal to her as much or have any like cordial conversation with her as much, because he's gonna be like, well, technically you no longer pregnant, so that means I can kill the Tejada family now, because that was the only reason why they stood down anyway, was because she was pregnant. But since she might not be pregnant anymore, the baby might not survive, then it's going to be open season for the Tejada family, probably once and for all, where Tariq has to get rid of these people, because again, they became a hindrance and a problem, and they should have not been a problem. They should have been gone. So if that's the case, but if the baby is able to survive, then I guess then they could probably do an angle where they're still going to be a family or whatever. But I'm thinking that might not be. She probably might lose the baby. But again, we're gonna see because a lot of interesting things actually happen. They wasted Zion's character, as I said. Um, Wiley took him out, and then Kamaal. So now it's only going to be a matter of time until we see Richard show back up, and he's going to be like, "Oh, what happened? What happened to my brother? Who shot my brother?" And Carter's going to be sitting there lying, saying, "Well, I don't know what happened. It was an accident. It was a tragedy or whatever." But it's only going to be a matter of time until they figure out like, "Oh, this is what's actually happening." Now, seeing how IEB is sniffing around the task force, it's only going to be a matter of time too until they figure out if the IEB. I don't think IEB is going to probably like figure out anything. I think it's just going to be um Carter. No, it's only going to be Richard and Tariq that's going to have to bring down this task force, because you know Rashad is going to be hurt and devastated off the fact is that his brother died, but he's not going to know who killed his brother until eventually he probably might find out, or Tariq might have to handle the situation for him to be like, well, it was really Carter that killed your brother or something. Maybe there might be some sort of like camera footage or whatever of him doing that. But then again, they was in like a secure area, so the chances of that happening is really slim. But oh my god, but let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of this episode. Because frankly, I was disappointed. I was disappointed because what they did to Zion, because I already knew what they was gonna do, so I was a little bit disappointed off of that. But I think everything else was kind of interesting because they kind of like moving the story a little bit ahead of what they're gonna do with like Carter, Tariq, and no, Monet and Noma and everybody. I think they're gonna be moving forward with like the story and what they're gonna try like get to at the end. But I mean, it was good. It was okay. It was okay. But overall, like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll catch you all in the next one.